Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up. We'll get started with our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by and check out all the programs they can offer you. Right now, it looks like the high today is going to be 69 and low tonight 43. So we got a little bit of cool after that rain we had the other day. A little bit of cool weather coming in. But check this out: the water temperature is going up 1 more degree now. That's 2 degrees in 2 days. You know, we got to check out on a satellite and see if that's a thermal coming through here. Maybe that's a good trend that's going to stay. But it was still a little bit early. I know everybody's wanting to jump on Kobe and everything, but you know, about 66 was last year when we started catching the Kobe, so we're still a few degrees away, but it has warmed up this week some. River readings, the Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's getting steady again, but it's still high. The river is high. We're looking at 11.6, and you know, on through the weekend, we're going to look at above 11 foot on the Apalachicola, on a big river over there. Now, Choctawhatchee, it is still pretty high too. It's reading 8.6 this morning, and it's going to sort of stay steady. It may bump up a little bit Friday, but the river's going to be in good shape, be good high water if you want to try to get back and fish up in those sloughs. And this will be a good weekend to do it. The water's still going to be high enough to get back in the backwaters. All right, let's take a look at our tide chart this morning. Today is March the 20th. We're looking at a good strong tide. There's a low tide this morning at 2:53. And the tide's coming in. It's going to be a high tide at 4:17 this afternoon. Excellent fishing if you like that incoming tide all morning and on into the afternoon. Then it's going to start going out. You know, if you want to fish late in the afternoon, you're going to have outgoing tide. So it looks good for you. All right, let's take our first break. We'll be back with our special guest. Welcome back. Divers Den on today. Bob Stapleton. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, we just talking. It's always great having these guys come on because they give us such a different perspective of the outdoors because they're going underwater and so much goes on out there that we don't get to see. So, you know,
Right.
we just always tickled to have you. So this week we're going to have quail hunting on land, and then we're going underwater today, Bob.
Okay,
So
yeah.
tell us what's been going on in the
Well,
diving world.
all this river water that's been dumping in it isn't so much that the river water is clouded up, I think. I think it's a lot of nutrients going in, and it's feeding the algae, and it's the visibility hadn't been real great. A couple of weeks ago, it was pretty good, 25, 30 feet or so, and then I went out on Saturday, and it was not nice, 10, 15-foot fizz. We had some customers on the boat that are from Pennsylvania, though, and they're used to diving in quarries and stuff up there. They thought it was great. It was nice and warm to them. The water temp was 61 degrees.
Ooh, that was warm?
And 10 to 15 foot of viz, and they thought, oh, this is great. And I'm thinking, this is terrible, you know. But anyway, I got a couple of fish while they were diving, and you know, it was a nice day, beautiful on top.
Yeah. So you know, Saturday was a beautiful day, but you just never know what goes on
Never
underwater.
know. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what kind of fish did you get?
I got a nice amberjack, and we picked up a few flounder on
Good deal.
one of the spots. Had some nice fried flounder.
What's the flounder doing right now? This is
I don't know.
March.
Anyway, the offshore diving we did, sometimes you find bigger ones out there, but if you don't find a bait, you're not finding any flounder. I mean, when you find the small minnows on the bottom, you know they're going to be flounder there. And if there are no small minnows, they're not going to be any there.
Okay.
So they're following the bait. They weren't packed with roe or anything like that.
Okay.
Now on Saturday, went out for sheep's head in the pass. They're packed with roe. They're breeding. You know, we caught a nice mess of sheephead. I mean Sunday we did that. It wasn't pretty. I mean, it was rainy then. I got all the days all mixed up. I should have been underwater when it was raining on top, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, it was. Sunday was a rainy day.
Yeah.
Rained out the Azalea Trail.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got some good pictures and all. So
yeah, I got some. This is if Jeff will put me up with. Went out.
Okay.
Oh, it's there. A week or so ago on recreation out to the west and dove some reef, and I found a nice spiny lobster. I mean, the ones we get here, you're required to carry a measuring device so that they're at least 3 inches on the carpus, but this is maybe 8 inches. We never find small ones here.
Wow, that's a chunk right there.
Yeah, that one was 8 pounds. I mean, that's a nice lobster.
Wow.
So that was a great day. We don't find those real often.
Now
I mean, you can search in deep water. If you really target them, you can get a few, but this one just offered itself up to me. And the next day...
How deep was that one?
That was only about 90 feet.
Really?
A lot of times you need to go out to 120 feet or so and get them. This is a well-armed diver. You can see that's my dive buddy DJ. That's kind of what it looks like when you're winter diving. It looks a little cumbersome, but once you get used to it, none of that stuff weighs anything when you're in the water. But you can see it takes a lot of equipment to stay warm. I mean, people think, how do you dive when it's so cold? Well, any fool can get cold. You got to put on enough clothes to stay warm. And I just went through and picked out some dock shocker pictures. These big barracudas, they're fun to shoot, and we don't waste them. I mean, I've never heard of any issue with ciguatera or anything like that up in North Florida.
You look close to shore there. I see some condos in the background.
Yeah. We get those on all the inshore wrecks and stuff. Okay. Sometimes I shoot them. Usually I just let them swim. Yeah. If I got a big fish fry coming up or something, I just went through and picked out a few pictures of stuff. In this, people laugh at me. I carry my peanut butter jar down there with me, but that's handy to collect stuff. There's a deer cowrie in there, but it's handy to collect things. I mean, if you find a lure or something, you can drop it in the jar and put the lid back on, and it'll keep from poking a hole in your.
That sort of just drags behind you. Then.
Yeah, well, I just keep it on clipped with my stringer, and there's some nice black snapper there and stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Y'all ate good that night.
Yeah. So that's it for those pictures, and then I got some videos.
Okay.
We can.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break now, and then come back and set the video up. Okay. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. Sitting here with Bob Stapleton from Divers Den and showing all kind of neat pictures on the water and all. What's going on right now at Divers Den?
Well, it's a good time of year to get certified. I mean, it sounds like the real estate salesman. It's always a good time to buy. Well, but it is. If people get certified when it's cold water, not ideal dive conditions, and they get accustomed, learn how in that rubber suit and all the equipment that you have to have in the winter, then they're going to be happy diving all year round. I mean, people that get certified T-shirt diving, it's a big change putting on all that equipment and getting used to it. Your buoyancy control changes definitely a lot with that, so you get really good training when you winter dive.
Okay.
Cost is the same. The shop provides all the equipment that you need for your course. You don't have to rent extra equipment or anything as far as the tanks, regulators, BC, whatever it takes for wetsuit to keep you warm. So that's included. And there have been a few classes that have been going on, so it's not booming this time of year. And then you think, well, with the spring break, no, those spring break folks, they aren't really interested in.
No, they ain't interested in having. All they want to do is have a big party.
Yeah, right.
24 hours a day. Yeah. So, but now pretty soon it's going to be kicking off pretty.
It'll be kicking off real strong pretty soon. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see. You got some more pictures?
I've got some videos here.
Okay.
This is just. I want to do a dive video program like reality show. Okay. I think we need to do that. That'd be fun. These are just some videos I went through of mine from the last year or two. This is just an example of. This is on my boat. A box of fish that we got. Obviously, this wasn't any time real recently because grouper aren't in season now.
Yeah,
but
the water's in great shape too.
Yeah, it was a pretty day. But you can see we're in wetsuits and hoods, and it was a day for.
That's a diving buddy.
Yeah. That's DJ, one of my dive buddies. She goes with me anytime I ask, so that's great to have somebody. This is just on top of one of the bridge bands. This was summertime. Sometimes I get bored and blow a bubble ring or something, when I'm coming up. The views you need to look up sometimes. It's pretty up top too. And you see,
ball of fish.
No, that's just bubbles going up. Let me move along here a little further. We'll get into something that's more interesting than me blowing bubbles. Here we go.
Wow.
We fish in between dives sometimes. I'm telling you, it'd make an exciting show if we did this.
So what kind of
That's a king mackerel.
You're catching some big kings right there.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that's a 220 quart box or something. You can see, well, you can tell. That's a big fish.
Had
Yeah.
y'all drove that area before and just?
Well,
came
we were
from
in
there?
between dives. Either we had just pulled, I don't remember whether we just pulled up on this and threw a flat line out,
Okay.
or
Well, you trolled
what?
Probably just
no,
flatline.
we just flat line. We don't usually troll very much. Well, we're not serious. My dive partners are sorry fishermen. They don't know anything about fishing.
Well, it's probably hard to be a good diver and a good fisherman.
I don't know. I claim to be both.
Okay.
I think there's a little bit here at the end of this clip where
You're gonna get bigger ice
there's
chests.
my Canadian dive buddy PK. He's coming out of the water. This was the same day, same trip, I think. You can see it couldn't be too terribly cold. It must have been springtime because he's got a shorty wetsuit on. Of course, he is a Canadian.
That's
so,
a nice fish.
Well, that's a good code.
You either gonna have to get a bigger ice chest or catch smaller fish.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Now he got that one down on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see
On
the
a
spears.
Yeah.
I really don't know where we were. There's a nice shot of a barracuda swimming along. I don't know what's in this video. Doesn't look like it wants to keep up too good. Just filming the top of one of the bridge spans out there.
Okay, how deep is that?
Probably the tops of all these inshore bridge spans, I can tell just by the growth that's on this one, it's one of the inshore, and the tops of them are around 50 feet,
Okay.
50, 60 feet, and then when you get down on the offshore bridge spans, they have different sea life that lives on them. There's some barracuda circling around overhead. This video just isn't playing, but
Yeah. Well, we can see the
it's all
pictures.
right. Yeah,
and all,
you can see the
and,
pictures, and I hope it'll pick up here because I think there's people might be interested in what goes on when you spearfish, and I think there's some here of us. I don't guess this one's going to work out too good. Of actually shooting the fish, where you see the. Unfortunately, this isn't going to do it for us. We'll get pictures of fish here, but.
That's pretty right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a flounder. Yeah.
Nice flounder.
There's a nice snapper. When they're out of season, they just come up and stick their
They know
nose
they're
in
out
your
of
face.
season?
Yeah, they know it.
Are you seeing a bunch of snapper now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everywhere, all the time. Now there's somebody who shot a amberjack, and if you watch this in a minute, you think, well, that's a big fish. It is a pretty big fish, but they're bigger fish down there. This Goliath grouper comes up and thinks he's going to get him a amberjack snack.
Yeah.
He's looking at it. I think the diver was just kind of teasing him with it because that particular Goliath grouper wasn't really big enough to eat this amberjack. But they will come up. Sharks will come up and take the fish off your stringer if you aren't watching. But the Goliath grouper will too. I mean, you got to watch them. They'll come up and they will snatch you around like a rag doll if they grab a fish on your stringer.
Do you have a release on your fish belt?
Yeah. Well,
if you have to?
Normally I just keep them close and fend off the beasts that want to eat them. Yeah, sure. It's on a clip, so you could unclip it if you need
there
to.
There
he is. Yeah.
Man, how big is that? You think?
This is not a giant one. This one's maybe 150 pounds or so.
Well, it's just 150 pounds. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when I was diving Saturday, there was one we dove the Accokeek, and there was a really big one out there. I mean, he was 300 or 400 pounds. I don't know how to judge a fish that's that big. They're just monster big.
All right.
So there he is dealing with these amberjack. They call them reef donkeys, divers do. And when you don't get a kill shot on them, we call it the doing the donkey dance because they will take you for a ride. I mean, anybody that's caught one on hook and line know how tough they are. And just because you tag them with a spear shaft and put a harpoon in them, they aren't dead. I mean, they've still got all of their energy. And
now, do you aim? What part of the body do you aim?
I claim. People ask me how to handle an amberjack, and I say it's totally easy. You just shoot them behind the eye, and they're dead. I mean, if you hit them right, they turn kind of a white color, and their mouth pops open, and they're dead. I mean, no problem with that, stringing up a dead fish, But then, too, if you don't hit it exactly where you intended to. Now, here's a shot on a barracuda. You can see my spear gun there. I'm holding my spear gun in my right hand and the camera in my left hand and trying to shoot a fish, but you'll see I'll shoot him here in a minute. And
you got him lined
I mean,
up.
you can hear the music in the background, can't you? The doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I shot him, and he takes off running. My video here isn't working out too good, but
so he swam away.
He towed me around a little bit. That one did. Now this is one that PK shot, and if you hit him like he did, behind the eye, through the spine, again, you just got a dead fish laying in the water out there. That's ideal. That happens 10% of the time.
Okay.
The other 90%, you got to work for your catch.
All right. Why don't we go and take our final break, and then we're going to come back and finish up on this video, okay? We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to our final segment this morning. Let's take a look first at our fishing game forecast for today. We're looking at this brought to us by Mark Coward at Edgewater Beach Realty, 832-6000. And Mark covers from Destin to St. George Island. If you're interested in a property between Destin and St. George Island, you give Mark a call, and I'll guarantee you he'll treat you right, he'll treat you fair, and it'll be a good situation for you. Our times today, we're looking at 7:27 and 9:27 this morning, a 2-hour block right there. And then later this evening, be after sunset, be 7:51 and 9:51 tonight. If you want to go do some night fishing, it'll be an ideal time to go. If you want to go hog hunting, that's when the hogs going to be walking. We've got a hog story to tell you later on. We don't have time to get into it, but let's get back to the water. Well, let me ask you a quick question, because a lot of people, when they go this, spring coming up, summer coming up, and they want to pick out a good mask, Well, I know.
Good question. There's one criteria for a good mask, and it has nothing to do with price. Normally it'll be a high price mask, but not necessarily. It's got to fit. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Got to be comfortable.
Got to be, well, and it's got to seal up right, because different faces are different sizes, but they know how to fit you in the shop. Another thing that I look for too in a mask is one that's they call it a low volume mask that fits pretty close to your face, and not so much for the low volume. It doesn't interest me, but to get my peripheral vision so that I can see to the side. It reduces your peripheral vision some anyway. Yeah. But if you can get one where you have best peripheral vision, but more importantly than anything is that it fits right. Yeah. So. And
it's got, I go scalloping all the time in the summer, and that is the most important thing. Yeah. You're not in deep water, but you just don't want it to leak, and you don't want to be cramped on your face.
That's right. So. Yep. It needs to, the band holds it on your face, but the vacuum that you form is what seals it up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, let's get back. We've got some more pictures and all. Let's see what's going on this one. Okay.
Spirit. That's my boat.
All right.
Let's get this video going here and see if...
how big is that boat there, Bob?
It's 25 foot.
25 foot.
This is, we'd just come up from a dive and just putting some of our treasures out on top of the cooler, looking at them. That's Al, my dive buddy. Yeah. As you can look at Al and tell, he's got more experience than I do at this. He's been diving since they invented it. He and Jacques used to dive together, I think.
He probably dove with Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah, right. He looks like Jacques Cousteau. You ought to see him when he puts his little red beanie on. But there we had some nice lobsters and some Murex, Atlantic Murex. And
what is that right there?
That looks like, I didn't get a quick look at it. It looked like a real small lightning whelk, but it could have been a Cabrit's Murex or something like that.
Now that's no way. I mean, look how flat. It looks like in a lake.
It was a beautiful day. This is obviously cool weather, but it was not a day like we've had lately.
Yes.
The wind has not quit blowing in quite
We talked about that. Wind has blown every day in March.
Yeah.
It's been. I know y'all seen it.
Well, I think it started in
February,
December or something. I don't know. We had a few pretty days in December, but then it
blowing.
Really got ugly. Yeah. You can see it's foggy out there. It must have been springtime. I don't know when these were. Not too long ago. Within the last year or two. There's the tops of the spear guns. You can see some of us use a breakaway tip, and some of us use just a flopper on the shaft. You were asking about shooting the fish. It's critical. I mean, it's just like hunting deer. I mean, you don't just shoot them in the middle. I mean, you can, but that's not going to work out too good for you. I mean, you might or might not get the fish. But if you aim for the spot the size of a dime, and hopefully you hit it.
And I guess like shooting too, distance, how far away you are from the game is a big deal too.
Yeah, and you can get quite close to them.
Okay.
Most of the fish. We fish, like I said, we fish in between dives sometimes. There's DJ. She loves catching fish. probably got an amberjack on.
Yeah.
We'll put on one of those butterfly jigs.
Uh-huh.
I've never bought one. I have a drawer full of them. Y'all leave them out there for me on the
Oh,
bottom.
you just collect them at the
I
bottom?
just collect them up. Now Al, he goes a step beyond me. He collects up his fishing rod, his tackle, everything. He doesn't use anything that didn't come off the bottom of the ocean.
Is that right?
I think that's one of my rods. It's DJ. That might be hers. I don't know.
Well, you got a bent pole.
Yeah, she's working on that. This gets interesting here a little later on. Sometimes we hook up a shark and bring it in.
I can't get over how flat calm it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there's a nice amberjack. I mean, that was a keeper. I think we kept that one.
They are strong.
Yeah, that's a strong fish.
They're just
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, if he's got the gaff out, it's a keeper. I was making fun of him. If the audio was on, you'd hear me cackling at him. I told you they're not fishermen. You know, I mean, what if a deckhand made a mess of a gaff incident like that? The captain would throw him overboard.
He'd be chewing
Tell
them
me
out.
to have to swim home. Yeah. That's all right. We got him. We put him in the box.
You got him in there.
That was fun.
Okay, that's some nice video there.
Yeah, there's a, and then here's Al. You'd think he's got another one. I'll tell the story now. Got the gaff already, and look, grouper are not in season, and this was on one of those butterfly jigs, and he brought up a nice grouper.
How deep water y'all in right here?
Probably, well, not too far out. We're probably on one of the bridge spans.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know whether it's inshore or offshore. We dive the bridge spans a lot. I mean, it's no secret place where I go. I mean, I dive, you know, I have some honey holes out there that I like to go to, but mostly we just dive the regular wrecks and reefs that are published numbers.
You know, and in real estate, talk about location.
Right.
I think in fishing is structure.
It is, yep.
Oh, we got it. We're gonna get him up in time.
He's gonna make it. I promise. He'll get it up in time for us to see this fish. We can't.
He's working hard.
Yeah.
This is good. This is what a fishing show's about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, a dive show would be. I mean, you can watch somebody there. Then I went to a still shot. See, that's a nice grouper, and I think I got a picture here of me putting the vent on him, venting him so he'd go back down.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, it's been a
Bob,
fun
thank you so
program.
much,
You
buddy.
betcha.
That's some really good stuff. And next time we'll talk more about masks and all. Maybe bring some masks on the show.
Sure, we can bring some equipment in, look at it, and talk about that. Yeah.
All right. Folks, I want to thank you for watching the show. You do something good for somebody today at work. You just have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.